Welcome to our Sticking with Chemistry series celebrating Chemistry Week 2020. I'm Bethany Cheshire with the Outreach Division here at the Fort Worth Museum of Science and History. Let's get started. So today we're going to look at density. That's a measurement that compares the amount of matter an object has to its volume. So let's use water as an example. If we were to put wood in water, it would float. That means that the wood is less dense than the water. But if we were to put a rock in the water, it would sink. That means that the rock is more dense than the water. Today, we're going to do an experiment that shows us an example of a density at work. Let's get started. For today's activity, you'll need a beaker or a clear glass, some stirring utensils and scraping utensils, so popsicle sticks is a good option, a pipette or a dropper, some food coloring, white glue, light corn syrup, honey, some clear glue, some water, and some vegetable oil. Now, we don't have any specific measurements. It depends on the size of your container as to how much you'll use of each substance. So the first substance you're going to use is your honey. You're just going to pour it right in as well as you can. You want a nice thick layer, because that helps us see the density levels. Perfect. The next substance you're going to add is your corn syrup. We have dyed ours purple. So we're going to pour it in very easily. Let it kind of There we go. There we go. Starting to see layers start to build up here. All right. You can dye yours whatever color you want. We just use purple for ours. So the next is going to be our white glue. It looks like we use green on ours. So the key is to pour, once you start getting to your lighter layers, kind of slow to allow it to build up its first, to build up a barrier. There we go. So we use honey, light corn syrup, and then our white glue. That's our white glue. The next one will be our clear glue. We've dyed this one blue. And pour it right in as well. There we go. Starting to see our layers develop. It's really cool. And keep scraping and get as much as we can of each layer. Alright, and here is our water. And so for this, you might want to use your dropper because your water, it pours a lot faster than our other substances. So it helps to kind of build up that layer that we were talking about. And once you get a layer build up, you can start pouring. But we'll go ahead and start with our dropper first. And sometimes it helps to drag it around the side to help it develop that layer. I think we're doing pretty good, so we may be able to start pouring. Just want to make sure we have a nice layer started. So now we could probably start pouring this layer. There we go. Sometimes it helps to tip it over on its side. And our last layer is our oil here. It's going to be our least dense substance. And we're going to go ahead and use our dropper for this one as well. So we start to see the levels of different densities. We see which ones are more dense, which ones are less dense. We start to develop here. So our more dense substances are going to be at the bottom because they're heavier. They have a higher density. And our least dense substances are going to be closer to the top because they have a lower density. Good, we've got a layer kind of started here, so I will see about starting to pour just a little on the side. There we go. Perfect. And here is our density column. So you notice the different layers. Thank you so much for joining us for National Chemistry Week. We hope to see you soon at the Fort Worth Museum of Science and History.